All right. Hi friends, Philip Jones, Martini Whisperer here. Welcome back to the channel. I have taken a little detour of what I've really been dying to do for quite some time. This is shooting over Easter in the beautiful town of Timboon in Victoria. I've just come from the ferry, the beautiful back roads here, and I'm down with Josh, the distiller here, founder of this beautiful place. It's good to see you again, man. It's been a while.
It has. I think it was 10 years ago down at McHenry's, so way too long. But no, great to have you here, mate, and happy to show you around Timboon.
Thank you. Congratulations if you've done the place. Now I'm going to start at the beginning a little bit. Why here? So, local story?
Yeah. Yep. So I'm a local lad. Grew up at school here in Timboon, and had an agricultural contracting business for my first 6 or 7 years out of school, and then was over travelling in the States. Saw the craft distilling boom over there in Kentucky, and thought I'd make a change. And Timboon was lucky enough to be already going. We had a little bit of whisky that was already made, and there's a lot of distilling history in the area as well. So that's the reason Timboon was here. The timing for me when I was over in the States was lucky that I could see the boom over there. Australia only had about 20 distilleries in the whole of Australia at the time. It's about 700 now across Australia. So I made the decision to sell down my contracting business and buy barrels of whiskey. So tractors for whiskey barrels, basically.
That's a good deal.
I'm glad I did it. Yeah.
So it was what, 2000?
It was about 2014. Yeah. So the distillery's been going since 2007, and I took over in 2014.
And now you've got this beautiful tasting room, which we'll talk about, and your range, and you've got a possible liqueurs and a rum and a gin. So tell us about your range.
Yeah, we focus on whiskey. So we have four lines of single malt whiskey, plus we have a limited release that's on that we rotate around all the time as well.
Yes.
And we've had a range of liqueurs for a long time because we're part of the 12 Apostles Food Artisan Trail. A lot of tourists come through from the 12 Apostles, so we need a larger range of not just whiskey, but other liqueurs and stuff that people can buy and take home. But then we've extended our distillery door here to include 200 Australian-only distillers. So I think we have the largest collection of Australian distillers in Australia.
It's a thing of beauty. It really is. I thought I had some, but no, you win.
we won't go dry, mate. Trust me. That's people ask me, why do you do that? Why have you got the competition on the wall? And I say, well, we're trying to raise the awareness of the whole industry. They're not the enemy, they're our friends, and we want to try and get more Australians drinking more Australian whiskey, and maybe instead of buying a Scotch or a bourbon, try Aussie whiskey, and if it's not ours today, hopefully it's someone up the road.
That's great. That's a great attitude. It really is. I mean, all boats float, don't they?
Yeah.
I mean, the segment of the spirit market in Australia is still quite small, so it needs to grow.
Yeah.
And people are much more discerning.
Yeah.
But to come to a place like this, I'm seeing people come through the door, which is wonderful to see. Here for lunch, the tasting, and the rest of it. Talk about a little bit about production, back to technical, like how old is your releases from age barrels?
We've just released some 10-year-old stuff. Generally our releases are around that 6, 7, 8-year-old mark. We date every bottle, so we don't hide behind the time factor at all, and we try and explain that to people, because most of the people that are buying our whiskey generally talk to one of us, and we can talk them through why it's aged for that amount of time. Being here in a cool climate during the winter and then a hot climate in the summer, we get lots of expansion and contraction, which helps expedite the aging process a little bit. And we also use slightly smaller barrels in Scotland, so 200 and 300 litre barrels, some 500s as well now. But we've got our own cooperage here, so my father-in-law Heath does all our coopering, so we buy in the barrels from wineries, generally port or sherry, shade, toast, char, all here on the site, for the experience.
And the grain?
We use a pale malt from northern Victoria. We source it from a malt house in Griffith in New South Wales, so it goes up there, comes back down to Timboon, crush and ferment that on site. We control it from start to finish the whole way.
You're a busy man.
We get a lot of good help as well. We've got a great team behind us. As we said in a recent video, we have a lot of family, but then a team that feels like family as well. So you can just rely on them to get the job done. And we all pitch in when it gets busy, and try and have a bit of time off in the winter. So.
Well, thanks for making the time to see me.
All good, yeah.
And congratulations on what you've achieved and all the team have achieved here.
Thanks, mate.
I think it's time for the drink.
Cool, let's get into it.
All right, thanks, Bob.
All good.
Thank you.